Hi there. Many times people they say that they left a company, and sometime in the 40s or 50s, people they say that they have left the corporate forever. And if you ask them why, there would be so many different reasons that they can say. They can tell about the brand or the money or the culture or any other thing. But the bottom point is why they leave a company for doing a business, or maybe people voluntarily declare that now they're not going to do work, and whatever money they have they will just spend a good life, buy a bullet and go to Himalayan or etc. Why? Simple reason is, irrespective of anything, the simple reason is that people, they leave the corporate because they have fear. They have fear. Fear of what? That what my boss would say, that you don't know what to do, you how to do your work, or fear that what my colleagues would say, a fear, a constant fear. And that is reason when it is Friday evening, people would feel, wow, let's party. And otherwise, on Mondays, it's a blue. Why? Remember the school days? So why, it's needed to go to school to get the education, but students mostly they have a fear. It's not because that they don't want to go to school. Remember when you knew that your chemistry teacher is not going to come for 1 week because of XYZ reasons, the chemistry classes were wonderful. The same students. So this fear, why people feel the fear? One reason. Let's have the reason number one. People feel the fear because there are no heart to heart relations. All the relations are superficial. Superficial in the sense that, okay, you are there, you are performing, and hence good. And if you're not performing, bye. And then the employees, they feel from the bottom of their heart that it is give and take, pure give and take. And that's why they create an internal, intrinsic fear that what if after some time, you know, uh, my value is not there, then definitely, I'll have to leave the job, or otherwise I would be asked to leave the job. Now, under such circumstances, do you think that a person can be happy while at work? No. And at a superficial level, as a company, what should I do to make people happy? There are companies, what they would do is they would have very good out of state infrastructure. Excellent, highly 15 stories, highly sophisticated infrastructure. They would have the entire floor for gymnasium and all the facilities for the employees. They would give the free lunch, free breakfast, free dinner, free cab, everything. Even the yoga instructor would be there on the campus, so-called campus. But still, they keep one thing handy: fear. The bosses are trained like that you have to maintain a fear factor. Who says fear factor is there? Every day, employees are facing the fear factor in their real life, daily life. And then what they do, they come in the meeting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. We will do it, sir. Absolutely, sir. Done, sir. It was done yesterday, sir. That's it, sir. And the boss would come running, dig, 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 and would say, okay, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. They want that fear to be there. So the one reason is the relationship. The relationship not between the boss and the employee, but all the relationships. You go, you talk to the employees, your fellow colleagues. You would always feel that, maybe I'll get ditched at some time. So there is fear with there is no relationship, there is superficial relationships, and eventually, people they start feeling bad and then they leave the company. The second reason is that the manager, the bosses, they don't understand that where to where to actually implement a specific management style. I don't know, how many of us have heard about management style, but I know two different styles. One is a bossy type bossy, and that should be done when it is required that you are handling blue collar worker, blue, blue collar worker. When you're handling blue collar worker, you should have that fear factor. But when you're handling white collar, you should not have fear factor. So that is the second thing. But the language, the body language, and the kind of eye contact and the kind of respect that I'll give to my employees, useless because I'm the boss. So this is the second reason because managers they feel that with this bossy kind of style only they can win the heart and win the people. It cannot be. You can win the people, win the employees when you are totally connected heart to heart. But this emotion, this teaching is not that common. So that's the second reason. So what should we do if you have to work? You'll have to learn. If I would say this, then you won't agree. I think that the fear of relationship, because of the relationship, can be actually handled if you you apply yourself a very intrinsic kind of relationship with others. If you yourself are very genuine to relate with others, slowly people would start trusting you, be it your boss, be it your colleagues, be it your subordinates, and you can develop that kind of direct relationship. So the change is not that would happen at the other side. The change is that you have to learn internally. If we have understood that this fear can be there because of the relationship, then show that relationship to the others, and people will fall down. You will come to you and will support you. The second thing is that the manager, people may have bad managers. It's fine, but what you should do is you should be a good manager. Like when relate with my subordinate, I treat them in a way where I see a reflection of myself in them. How would I feel when I'm talking to myself? And then I try to be very genuine, in my entire career. Yeah, there were time when I was not that genuine, but from last several years, from a decade or so, I respect from internally. If my employee is doing something, I would not disturb him or her, and I'll try to teach them, and I would not have cross connections to to validate what they're doing, etc., etc. Yes, I go sometime very hot to them as per the rituals or the works are concerned, but as a human, I don't show those bad kind of manager treating in this IT world, managers treating their subordinates like blue collar worker of some factory. So what impact it makes? In the factory, when there is a person who is working on a machine, there is output coming. Even if the manager is behaving bad, at least the output would still be there. But imagine in the consulting or the IT firm where the output is totally directly proportional to the intelligence used during that work. And every time and any time, the managers are just making the person feel bad because they don't learn how to make people feel happy, motivated. So, what you can do is you can take care of your employees in such a way that they're always motivated. Believe me, when you have a motivated employee, motivation doesn't come with giving them some certificates or taking them to lunch, etc. Motivation comes when you respect their work, give them autonomy, give them responsibility, and then forget it. Just remember at the end when the deliverables are there. That's it. It's very simple. And in between, keep checking. Hey, you're fine. Nah? Don't check for the work. Just check. Hi, are you fine? Do you need any support? Do you need my support? And let them work. And if they fall down, support them. If they're falling down, then be the wall. Be a strong person against all the other enemies in the periphery that, no, no, don't touch my resources. Have them learn, develop the expertise, give them clear directions, give them clear agendas. You yourself should be very, very clear what you want and be very, very aggressive in your own learning and on targets, etc. You cannot be dependent upon other people's to do your targets. So once you have that kind of relationship, then your employees would be happy. And if your employees are happy, if you are behaving a good manager as a good manager, the people around you would look at you that why there is no attrition in his team, and then they may want to learn. Yeah, one thing is there, people don't learn until they actually want to learn. So when they actually want to learn, you have to give them the learning, one, then give the opportunity to practice that learning. Like, say, if you have given some manager to do the grievance handling, right? Then have him handle that grievance. He may fail, she may fail, it's fine. But multiply those attempts for him or her to practice those learning, and then you will see they would be good managers, good employees. If you can develop that kind of, two things oh, sorry, two things we said that one is that the relationship in the company should be very transparent. People should feel good, you know. I enjoy. What is culture? Culture doesn't come with the infrastructure. The company culture is developed by the people. And if you see the definition, it is how they communicate internally and externally with their employees, with their clients. That is the culture. So if we have that kind of relationship where people feel genuinely connected to others, they can actually openly talk to others. Uh, I see sometimes bosses, many, struggling with this. But then the question is that, whatever you give, you get it that the same thing. And the second is be a good manager. So we'll keep learning. Till then,